I wanted to walk you through this assignment here, and this is going to be our close reading assignment practice for the week. And so, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reading a story called Ruthless by William DeMille. And this year, you're going to notice that I'm going to be asking you to read a lot of stories and complete a close read analysis on them. Well, you might be asking yourself, what is a close read analysis? And basically, it's just you interacting with a text in a way that gets you to understand it better. And so, if you're anything like I was in school, a teacher gives you a reading and you read it from beginning to end. And then, if there are questions about it, you go back and you answer the questions. Well, this year, we're going to do it differently. This year, we're going to be reading a story, and as we read, we're going to be stopping at checkpoints throughout the story to answer questions right when they appear about that section of the story. So let me give you an example of this. So in this story here, notice I have put all of our paragraphs as numbers. And so you're going to notice over here on the side, there are certain questions that you're going to have to answer and or tasks that you're going to have to complete while reading today to show me that you're following along and understanding as a close reader. And so notice our question 1 here talks specifically about paragraph 1. That tells me as a reader that I need to stop after I have read paragraph 1 to answer question 1. This is because if you were to read the entire text and then go back to answer question 1, the likelihood of you forgetting the small details in paragraph 1 is pretty high. And so notice the question says, based on the descriptive language provided by the author in paragraph 1, at what setting do you think this story is taking place? Well, as you're reading, if you stop right at the end of paragraph 1, you have all of that information and all of those details in your head to best answer that question correctly. And so notice the directions ask you to change your font to a different color when answering. So as I'm reading, I'm going to stop, I'm going to answer the question, and I'm going to change my font color to type my answer. Okay, and so that will be question 1. So basically what I'm encouraging you to do is read the questions and see at what points you're supposed to stop and what tasks you're supposed to complete so that as you're reading the story, you will be able to know exactly when and where to stop to answer your question in the best way possible. Guys, you're going to be doing this all year. They're either going to look like this assignment or they'll be completed in your black close reader book like this one. Okay, and so we need to kind of get into this new habit of trying this skill of stopping and answering questions as we go. So not only are you going to be answering questions, you're also going to be doing some highlighting. And so you need to make sure that when you are reading one of these questions off to the side, you're reading it close enough so that you know exactly what you're being expected to do. So in this question number 2, it's asking you to not only answer a question, how would you describe him based on these details, but it's also asking you to highlight one line in blue. This particular question number 2 is asking you to do 2 things. That tends to be what kids miss the most points on, is they don't really read close enough to know if they're meeting the expectations of the question that is being asked, okay? And so again, what you're doing is you're reading the story, and as you read, you're stopping at these checkpoints, okay? And you're making sure that you're answering the question and completing the tasks that it asks you to do. And then once you are finished, I recommend that you check your work because we are going to be using this story and all of these highlights to practice a writing strategy when we are together in school, either this week or next. And so please take your time on this, especially on your highlights, so that you're ready for a future activity with this work. All right, guys, good luck. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and I'm going to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Bye.